and welcome to HarryPod, where you learn English with the Harry Potter books. My name is Natalia, and I am your teacher and host. Today, we are discussing chapter 7, The Sorting Hat. And to help me on this journey, I have teacher Mari with me. Yay! Welcome,
Yay!
Mari.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be
Yay,
here.
I'm
I
so
really
happy.
like a lot. I love your podcast. It's
Oh,
amazing.
I'm so happy to hear that. Yay. Mari, tell us, who are you? Introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you. I am an English teacher. I love Harry Potter and I teach young learners from 2 to 7 years old.
Wow.
Yes, it's amazing. It's challenge, but I really like. And I teach in a regular school, so I'm not a particular teacher or I teach in some courses. It's a regular school.
Oh, amazing. I really admire the teachers that have the patience and the dedication to teach children.
It's difficult, but we had a lot of fun, really. Every day I went to school. When I come back to my house, I'm so happy. It's very nice, and even if you can't teach everything you planned from for that day, they learn something. They said another day, I think it was last week, I was at the bathroom, and then I listened a student saying to the regular teacher, pro, hoje eu tô happy. And then I was, oh my god,
Oh,
I'm not there. I wasn't there teaching him, but he said, eu tô happy.
oh, that is so sweet. That
So
is the best thing of learning of learning of teaching young children, isn't it?
yes, yes, it's amazing. I really like it. They are
Oh.
so kind.
And it has everything to do with Harry Potter. And I know you use Harry Potter a lot in your lessons. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, of course. I
Yes,
like sharing those
yes.
things.
Hey.
It it's like this. I always loved Harry Potter. Since my 7 years old, I didn't start reading the books. I started watching the movies, and then I think when I was like 10, my father gave me the books, and then I start reading. One thing very interesting is that I read Philosopher's Stone, and then I read Deathly Hallows. I didn't read the
Wha-
middle.
You
Yes,
just you read 1 and 7.
and 7. And then I said, "Oh my God, this is what happened. I need to read the rest."
I
And
can't
then I read. It was
what
amazing
I have no words.
because I'm an anxious person. You know,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
can see by my
I
reading 1 and 7.
yeah. I understand that now.
That's why. That's why. And then when I start teaching, uh, I was like, I would like to make my students readers. I know
Okay.
that they can't read because they are 2, 3, 4, 5, but 6 and 7, they are in the process of literacy. So why not use Harry Potter? And at 2020, the year of the COVID and everybody was staying at home, I got contact with Stefania from Professores Mágicos
Okay.
and Vitor Menezes from Paralém de Hogwarts. And they started to show by the posts and some lives that you can use Harry Potter in education. And this opened my eyes. So I
Oh.
started to think, how can I use it? Last year, I used just a little bit to say to something like ability. So the car can fly. Which car can fly for the Anglia?
Oh.
And something like that. But this year, my mind was full focused on Harry Potter at school. And then I started a project with my first graders. I think there in England you call year one
Yeah,
or 7 years, 6, 7.
yeah. Oh, we talked about it last episode with Katja, but now I don't even remember. I'll
They,
look.
I know that this is elementary school,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
Fundamental 1 here, anos iniciais do ensino fundamental here in Brazil. And I'm talking about at home.
Mm.
So places of the house, some rooms, bedroom, kitchen. And I presented to them the burrow, a toca.
Oh, I love
And
it.
we are making, how can I say, a maquette, like a project.
Oh, I think it's a model, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna Google it. By the way, it's a primary school.
Primary school, yes, that's
Yeah.
it. A
Mm.
primary school. So my young learners from year one, first grade, we are making the burrow, and I also start this project by showing them the Weasley family, like
I love them.
brothers, twins, because at school they know some classes there are twin brothers there or twin sisters or siblings, a boy and a girl, and it's familiar to them. So how can I bring Harry Potter? But to start, no, I didn't put it Harry Potter like a law. Oh, we are going to learn using Harry Potter. No, I make some sondagens, just
Yeah.
how how can I use Harry Potter and be familiar with those kids, those ages 6, 7. Harry
Yeah.
Potter was first uh, become a movie at 2001.
I think so.
Yes,
I think yeah.
they didn't even exist. I was a child at that time. And it's amazing to see how smart those kids are. They really know about Harry Potter. Their
They do.
parents know about it. Sometimes they went at school with scarves, with hats, with
Oh,
socks about Harry Potter. It's
I
amazing.
love it.
And they are really, how can I say, they are deslumbrados.
Good. Ma yeah.
It's
Uh,
something that they didn't know that they like it, and they do. uh, a student of mine, a girl, she's 5, and she told me that her mother and her brother, that was my student, they were listening audiobooks.
oh yeah, I had a student also, the one I talked about earlier.
Uh-huh.
She and her mom listened to Harry Potter audiobooks together. Deslumbrado, dazzled.
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 Dazzled. They were dazzled about Harry Potter.
Dazzled. Who wouldn't be?
Who? It's
um,
impossible.
and my catchy is model.
Model.
Yeah, model. Oh, that's such an amazing story.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's really fun because you can use literature that I think it's so important in education, and it's a way to show new worlds, use your imagination, be creative, and have fun. When
yeah,
you are learning, you need to have fun. You need to learn and enjoy that time.
exactly. Exactly. And that is the entire purpose of this podcast. I want people to learn English by listening to our conversations in a natural, spontaneous way, but having fun with something they like, something they enjoy that brings them pleasure. So why not Harry Potter? Because everybody likes Harry
Yes.
Potter.
And really, as a listener, when I listen to your podcast,
Uh,
I it's the way I feel. I'm
Oh,
enjoying.
so going back to where we left off last time, Harry was on the Hogwarts Express where he met Rome. What did I say? Rome? Why did I say it like that?
Run.
Rome. Wom wom.
Wong wong.
Where he met Ron, he met Hermione, Neville, and he saw Draco Malfoy for a second time and decided he really doesn't like him.
No, no.
I think again I forgot to say that the theme of the episode today I completely forgot to mention, but the theme of this episode is going to be focused on food. One,
Mm,
because we love food,
of
and
course.
two, because during this chapter they are eating dinner at Hogwarts for the first time. So that's what we will discuss. But right now, they come off the Hogwarts Express and they arrive at Hogwarts for the first time in their lives. Now, we need
Mm,
to stop here and talk about how magical this moment really was for us when we read this the first time. Me, I was, since we already learned a new word today, why not use it? I was dazzled. I was, oh my God. I was a child. I was, I think, 11 when I read, 11 or 12.
oh my
And I
God, you
remember,
were the age as Harry, the same
yes,
age.
yes, I was about that age. I don't remember if 11 or 12, but I remember I was at our country house lying on a hammock, rede,
Mm-hmm.
and I was reading it, and he described seeing the castle for the first time, and I was like, "Whoa, I really need to go there." It was magical. I felt like I was in a completely different world. What are your thoughts and feelings on this?
Really, the first contact I had with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was the movie.
Mhm.
So I was dazzled when I watch it. It's so beautiful. But I remember that I decided to buy the books, and when I read the first time, I was so anxious that I was, oh my God, oh my God. And then come back the pages. Let me read now slowly. Calm down, Mariana. Really, it was like a fairy tale, but a possible fairy tale because I was so young. I think I had 8 years old when I first read. It was really really beautiful. It made me happy, really
Oh.
so and comfortable because uh, he was at school. I was at school. he had he was starting a friendship there. Also, I was doing that because I was at first grade. Really amazing.
Oh.
It gave me goosebumps.
Oh, how sweet. Because you watched the movie and then you read the book. Did you imagine Hogwarts any different, or did you just have it like the image from the movie in your head?
Yes, for the first time I read, I the movie was what I just saw it. I read about Harry, so Daniel Radcliffe was my Harry,
Okay.
and but the second time I read the books, funny thing, it was last year. I read one time all the seven, and then during years I didn't read anymore.
Okay. Okay.
But last time I read, the movies didn't make me feel that way. I was
Okay.
open minded to see no,
Right.
Daniel Radcliffe is not the Harry. He is Harry from the movies, but
Okay.
I can see another Harry and I can imagine a different
Right.
Hogwarts.
I know what you mean. Okay, I can understand.
Yes, it's a big thing, I think. A big Hogwarts is not the only. way we saw that. It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. It's funny because I had all the characters and the places in my imagination, but then when I watched the movies and reread the books, I could only imagine the things from the movies.
Yes.
But like you, when I reread later, like years
Mm-hmm.
later, because I read the books like several times, um, there were times when I could completely erase the image from the movies and make it up in my head as I had imagined the first time. But sometimes there are things that I will always just think of as in the movie, I think.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. But for the majority, I think right now I can imagine them again. It's funny. It's a
It's
weird
funny.
discussion.
It's your way to imagine
Yeah.
Hogwarts. And
Yeah.
that's my way to imagine Hogwarts.
Since we're on that topic, I just thought of something. Are there any characters, because you watched movie one and then you read books one and seven?
Uh-huh.
Are there any characters from the books that you first read in the book? There was no movie, and then
Uh-huh.
when there was a movie, when they were in the movie, they were completely different from what you imagined.
Funny thing to say. I know one character that is not in any movie. That is Peeves.
Okay,
I really like to see Peeves at the movies because he is amazing.
I
He's
love him.
like Fred and George soulmate.
Yeah, that version.
Yes, like a soul, real soul.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. Maybe a part of the book that I read before watch anything. Uh, it was of course Deathly Hallows, but the battle of Hogwarts, that
Okay.
part, it's so fresh in my mind. It was, I could imagine the part that Molly is killing Bellatrix.
Ah,
And when she
love it.
said, she used that word, I was reading Portuguese and then I stopped and said, Dad, Molly Weasley called Bellatrix. And then I was, oh my God, she deserved that.
Yeah, she definitely deserves that. I think it
Eh,
was such a good way of killing off Bellatrix with
yes.
Molly doing it amazing.
Molly, a mother. Yes.
Yeah.
And that part, it was different when I read
Okay.
that part. A character, no, because I had the image from the characters from the books. And when
Yeah.
I read Deathly Hallows, I had already watched uh, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban,
Mm.
Globet of
Okay.
Fire. I think I
Okay.
didn't watch it. I haven't watched at that time Half Blood Prince because
Okay.
it wasn't on screen, and Deathly Hallows, of course.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I think for me, the one that I can think of straight away is Sirius Black because my imagination Sirius Black was completely different from the
Really?
movie. Yeah. To begin it with, I think all of the characters in my imagination were much younger. And
Mm,
Sirius in the movies, for me, he looks like a granddad.
good, good point.
Yeah. And
Lily,
yeah,
not
James,
James. I was thinking about Tiago. No, I was. No, it's not Tiago. James. Yes. No. Oh my
Lupin.
God. They are
Yeah.
like a granddad, grandmom, mothers, and they were 21.
Yeah. And I think that's part of what she really wanted to the author. I don't like to say her name, but the author. Yeah.
The one that must not
Yeah.
be named.
Exactly. Yes. I think it's one of the things she wanted to portray um when she talks about the horrors and tragedies of war is that all of these people were so young,
Yes,
so
yes.
young. They had their entire lives ahead of them.
It's it, this is huge, and isn't it
Yeah. And the movie didn't
painful?
really, yeah, didn't really stick to that idea, I think.
Hmm.
Although we have to admit that all of the actors were brilliant.
Yes,
Yeah, I
they
wouldn't
they are.
wouldn't change them. But
No,
I think
no.
we're no, definitely not. I think we're going on a sidetrack again. Let's get back.
Let's get back.
Back again. um, okay, so here we are introduced to Hogwarts on the outside for the first time, and Hagrid carries them across the river to across the lake actually to the castle on the little boat. And we get there and we are greeted by Professor McGonagall. Yay to
Mm.
Professor McGonagall. Do you love her?
Woo! I love
Yay!
her. She's
She's
amazing. She's like
she's
a diva.
she is the original girl boss.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, I love her. I
Me
love
too.
her. Okay, to anybody listening, if you don't love Professor McGonagall, get out. Get out right
Please,
now.
it's impossible not to like or love her.
Yeah, no, she's the queen of sex.
Oh yeah, she is.
But here I have another question for you. What was your
Mm,
first impression of Professor McGonagall? Because she comes across very stern. What
yes.
did you think?
I was afraid of her.
Me too.
Yes, she was not mean, but she was so severe.
Yeah.
She was imponent. You you
Yeah.
you you read about her and you think, let's respect her. We need to
Yeah.
respect her.
Yeah.
So if you don't,
Absolutely.
you are in trouble. That's
Yeah.
why I thought.
100% I agree. Because we actually met her in chapter 1, but that was very quick and
Yes.
I always like to think that when we meet Dumbledore, Hagrid, and McGonagall in chapter 1, we meet them at their most vulnerable because the
Yes.
Potters have just been killed. And here is where we are actually introduced to them as they really are.
And
So,
as a teacher, as a
yeah,
professor, like you said, last episode that I remember, teacher and professor.
yeah,
and and the way that she is a teacher and the way that she is behaving as a teacher and students looking at her, not only Minerva McGonagall, an adult, a person, that she's a personality, a teacher.
yeah, yeah. That's true. I totally agree. I was really scared of her when I read it, and I
Yes.
thought, is she going to be a good one or is she going to be a bad guy? Because I
Hmm.
I thought she had the potential to be a bad guy, but
Oh yes, she has.
I couldn't be further from wrong than that. I love her so much.
She's amazing, really. I always think of her in her emerald green robes.
Amazing, amazing. I love that you said that. They get there, they see majestic, beautiful Professor McGonagall, and she says from the book, "Welcome to Hogwarts." This is my
Ooh,
Professor McGonagall voice.
I like it.
Thank you. The start of term banquet will begin shortly, but before you take your seats in the Great Hall, you will be sorted into your houses. The
Mm.
sorting is a very important ceremony because while you are here, your house will be something like your family. You will have classes with the rest of your house, sleep in your house dormitory, and spend free time in your common room. The four houses are Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin.
Ooh.
And here is where we learn for real what the houses are, because last chapter there was a little bit of hearsay and rumors about what the houses are, what they
Mhm.
may not be. And this is where we actually find out what they are. So before we go on, there's two things I want to point out. First, the English names of the houses. So if you will help me, I will say it in
Let's
English,
go.
you say it in Portuguese, okay?
Okay.
We have Gryffindor,
Grifinória,
we have Hufflepuff,
Lufa-Lufa,
Ravenclaw,
Corvinal,
and Slytherin.
Sonserina.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
I before we go on, I have to say a funny story. When I read for the first time, for the entirety of book one, I actually read Grifornia rather than Gryffindor. I don't know why, but I
I
remember
can
getting to the
understand.
last. I got to the last chapter when I realized I was reading it wrong.
Like, no,
No,
Grifinória? What is this?
yeah, and I just thought it was Grifornia. The fuck is a Grifornia?
Really, here, every time I say congrats to Leah Weiler, she's amazing.
She is. She really is. She did a fantastic job with translating.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't remember now if it was with Katja that we mentioned Quidditch or if it was with Marina. But
I
well,
think it was with Marina that
I
you
think
said.
so. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the translation of Quidditch later on when we get to the chapter. But I think quadribol is so much better than Quidditch.
It's amazing, really. And the way, like, Slytherin is like a snake, is so serena. The sound of the snake, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. She really did a fantastic job translating. But yes, we finally have the names of the houses that I've been promising for what, 7 episodes now at least.
Woohoo!
Yay! And the second thing I wanted to point out here, and this is the first of the theme of the episode related to food, when Professor McGonagall that they're gonna have a start of term banquet.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to clarify that I am not sure if in Portuguese it is the same, but in English, when you refer to a banquet, it's not just dinner. It's a celebration. It's a formal occasion. And what do you think in Portuguese? Do you think it's the
Yes,
same?
it's the same as like banquete.
Yeah.
It's a meal when you are going to celebrate something.
Okay. Good.
And a big meal, lots of food,
Mm-hmm.
and for several people.
Yes. For several people. Can you imagine all the people in Hogwarts eating that food? Like, how long does it take the elves to prepare that food?
Oh my god. Poor elves.
Poor
It's a
elves.
lot.
Um, so I think this is a good moment to ask, what house are you in?
Mm, If you can see me, I think you already know that I am a Gryffindor. And I'm
Yay!
not only a Gryffindor because of
Okay.
Harry, Hermione, and Ron. I did the test, and
Okay.
I am a Gryffindor, a real Gryffindor.
Fair enough.
But if I can add something like
Oh yeah.
in ascendant, in
Yeah, yeah,
sign,
yeah, yeah.
so I think I am a Gryffindor, but I have my foot on Hufflepuff because I love
Same.
Hufflepuff.
Same.
I am a Gryffindor.
I'm a Griffin Puff too. I think I've mentioned this probably every episode. I've been sorted into Gryffindor every time I took the test, and
Me
I
too.
refused. But I kept taking the test, and it kept putting me in Gryffindor, so I had to accept. But my heart, deep inside my heart, I'm a Hufflepuff.
I really think that Hufflepuffs, they are amazing.
Yeah.
They are like a mom's heart.
Uh
They
huh.
accept everybody.
Yeah. They're so sweet. I really, really love
They
Hufflepuff.
are so.
So there we meet Professor McGonagall. She talks about the houses, and then she leaves them there and goes do whatever. and they're left wondering what the sorting is going to be, if there's going to be a test, what it's going to be,
Mhm.
when suddenly they are greeted by the resident ghosts of the castle.
Oh my God. I was so scared when I read.
Really?
Really, because they start to see how they say about it. It's something gray, and it's
Curly.
cold. Yes, it's different. I was afraid, but
Yeah.
we see that they are kind.
They are really nice, although Peeves is not very nice.
No, Beavis is not. He
But
wants to
yeah,
play.
he just wants to create every sort of trouble he can.
Yeah,
But I thought it would be a good time to talk about the names of the ghosts. So,
good.
will you help me again? Saying it
Let's
in
go.
Portuguese? Peeves.
Pirraça.
Yeah. The Fat Friar.
O Frei Gorducho.
Very good. I didn't remember that. I had to Google it. And
Fat fryer.
that is the Hufflepuff ghost.
Yes.
Then we have the Gryffindor ghost,
Oh.
Nearly Headless Nick.
Nick quase sem cabeça.
Quasi.
How
Not
can you
quite.
say? How can you? It's possible to be half headless.
Yeah. Well, like this. Love that scene. Then
Love.
we have the Ravenclaw ghost, the Grey Lady.
A Dama Cinzenta.
Awesome. Oh, you see, you remember. I didn't remember
Mm,
that one either.
I am like this. Where is it? Where is it? Open my mind boxes and try to
Yeah.
find.
And the teacher in me is like encouraging you. Very good. Well done.
Thank you. Thank
Things
you.
that every teacher will do no matter what the
Yes.
situation.
Think about it. Go. You can
You
do
can
it.
do
You
it.
can do
Yeah.
it.
Love it. And lastly, we have the Slytherin ghost, the
Hum,
Bloody Baron.
O Barão Sangrento.
Yes. And these are the ghosts that we get to meet for the first time. So you said you were scared of them.
Yes.
What else did you think of them?
When they start talking, I thought, oh my God, they are nice. And it's amazing. But I was curious. First thing, how did they die?
Yeah.
And why? And later, of course, later, why are they ghosts?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I think one of the coolest thing about the ghost characters in the books is how they are at the very beginning. We see them
Hmm.
at the very beginning of the book one, and at the end, like by the end of book seven, they're
Yes.
kind of the key that
Of the
closes
mystery.
everything together. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's
It's
really well done.
really, and I think the way that the characters were developed, it's so similar. Like Nikki, it's a perfect Gryffindor. He is a Gryffindor.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, all of them. Like when they say, I think it's in this chapter. I'm not going to look for the sentence, but they say they're discussing, oh, we should get Peeves kicked out. And the
Yes,
Pat Fryer says, oh, no, we need to give him another
give
chance.
him
They're so
another chance.
Hufflepuff.
So Hufflepuff, so Hufflepuff.
Oh, they're so cool. I love him. I really do.
It's very nice. Some sentence, short sentence that means a lot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just describes the entire
Hmm.
soul of the, the entire soul. Get it?
Yes.
I am hilarious. My husband always says that my name should have been Ilaria instead of Natalia. But he
Good.
says that ironically because he doesn't laugh at any of my jokes.
Let's be fun, guys.
Like a mushroom?
Mm, amazing.
I don't know what is happening to me. I am
It's
possessed.
it's the drink that Jacob takes every time.
Yeah, podcast. And this is the end of part one. Next week we have the next. Ah. Next week we have part two of chapter seven, the sorting hat, and teacher Mari will be here with me again.
Woohoo! Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.